Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Street Crypto here, back for another video. In today's video, I'm talking about the Iotex token, or Iotex, and give you guys a price prediction for the short and long term. So Iotx is currently sitting at 22 USD cents, seeing around a 65% increase in the last 24 hours, with a market cap of around 2.1 billion in that time as well. Looking at the all-time charts, we can see that Iotx really likes to pump. We get these crazy candles that happen over 2 or 3 days that see it go upwards of 200 to 300%, and we've recently gotten one in the last day as well. But quickly, if you don't know what Iotx is, essentially it is a open source project and that is built and building a decentralized platform which aims to empower the open economics for machines. And it's an open ecosystem where people and machines can interact with trust, free will, and properly designed economic incentives. And so quickly, I'm just going to get into some news regarding why Iotx has done so well in the last couple of days. So recently, Iotx was chosen by industry, Internet of Technology, to pilot a healthcare supply chain discovery. Now, this is 20 days ago, but Iotx, a company that combines Internet of Things with blockchain, has announced that they will be the first company ever to launch a live blockchain pilot program for VAT, which is a valuable asset tracking platform. And the goal is to revolutionize healthcare supply chain industry and realize a new vision of medical supply chain based on the fusion of Internet of Things and blockchain. Essentially, if you don't know what any of that means, it means that Iotx is partnering with real-world companies to fix issues that are present in healthcare, and that's a really important thing to note, especially with the things going on in the world at the moment and the lack of healthcare and the battling against a pandemic. The fact that Iotex is trying to handle healthcare head-on is a really good sign for the token. And the next reason, the next source I want to get into is why Iotex has been doing so well in the last couple of days, going up 300% in the last few weeks alone. So in the past few weeks, its surge has been pretty dominant. And it mainly comes from partnerships announced by the company a few Wednesdays ago, and the company made back-to-back announcements that they're going to be partnering with Travella.com and Now Payments, and this ties up the companies. So a lot of investors plunged in when Iotex made this announcement, and if we look at the tweet here, we can see that we are excited to partner with Travella.com to enable native Iotx payments for 3 million plus flights, hotels, and tours. So real-world utility just in time for the holiday travel season, and that's exactly what it is. If you don't know what Travella.com is, essentially it is a holiday programmer or planner, and it allows you to book flights, hotels, and tours, as I mentioned here, and you can now pay through Travella.com using the Iotx token. So that's why we've seen a pretty big rise, because it has become very quickly a utility token in the travel industry sector. And I don't imagine this will be the last partnership they have with using payments in real life, especially as we start to get out of the pandemic. A lot more things will open up, not only for Iotex, but for all the blockchain cryptos and all cryptos out there that have a real utility. The next tweet I want to get into is some kind of integration with Chainlink. So Chainlink tweeted out that they're going to a grant to integrate Chainlink oracles natively into Iotx's IoT-focused blockchain. Now, why is this important? Well, it shows that the Chainlink developers and community will be able to build advanced dApps that leverage real-world data and off-chain computation through a combination of Iotx and Chainlink technology. And it shows that Iotx is not only one of the chosen cryptos that Chainlink and other blockchain are going to, but it shows that developers are choosing to use Iotx's technology for future advancements, and that's really what you want to see for the future of Iotex. But the last thing I want to get into is just some quick TA. So if we look at the 4-hour, we can see that on the 3rd of November to the 4th of November, Iotex absolutely rocketed around about 140%, over 140% in about 3 days. But then since we saw a large regression, a correction of around about 45%, which was to be expected. But recently we've gone absolutely parabolic again. But in both moves, we've seen this kind of trend line formed on the 4-hour. We're seeing it here now. So what's the future short term? Well, I imagine majority of this next play right here will be correspondent to what we saw here. Now, history doesn't always repeat itself, but it rhymes, as they say. So it's not going to be exactly the same. But as we can see here, we saw a bunch of consecutive green candles on the 4-hour, and we're seeing it here as well, but we're getting rejection towards the 23 to 22 cents mark, and this red candle on the 4-hour looks like it's going to close red, but we'll have to see within the next 2 hours. Depends on Bitcoin, etc., etc. But I imagine a regression is on the cards, really, because at the bottom of the support, it went up another 150%. So a correction of at least, I would say, 30% is on the cards, 30 to 35%, and there is support at around 16.5 cents. So I imagine it will play something like this towards 16.5 cents. Now, I'm not going to put a time limit on it. It could just consolidate here for a little bit and keep up with the trend line. But I imagine a breakdown of this trend line on the 4-hour would see it test 16.5 cents within the next week or so. And then once we saw 16.5 cents again, I imagine we can see some similar consolidation like this, and then either break out again or just consolidate at a decent level. And it wouldn't be bad for Iotex to steam off a little bit before it goes on its next run, but I imagine that it's not going to keep going up 150% in the near future. Now, I could be wrong. We could see Iotex at 30 cents within a day or so, but as Bitcoin is having a little bit of a correction, going from 69K to 64K at the moment, I think that volume will start to pour from Iotx into Bitcoin eventually. So 16 cents looks likely within the next week. But that was just a quick video on Iotx. If you guys want me to check out any other cryptos, let me know down below. But I'll see you guys in the next one, and peace.